humanity, these creatures of pure ignorance. We are striving in a world of meaninglessness, and yet we find these aspects of value that are entirely false. Somehow, this drive within us is persistent, and we continue inevitably finding meaning in these things that we do, but we are destroying ourselves. You can look back on our nature right now, in this exact moment. And this is how we should observe all traits in what we judge. We should judge it as that which exists, and by which traits could have allowed it to exist. So we see the human animal in our state, and we consume, we reproduce in an entirely masturbatory process. What more is there to us than to consume and reproduce? If we were to see ourselves in quite such a clear manner, we would perhaps understand the nature by which we are allowing ourselves to be exploited by sociopaths who have clearly filled the voids which we allowed them to fill. For that reason, I would almost say our perspective is irrelevant. But we are humanity, after all. We are the creatures running this world. Are we not the top of the hierarchy, the entire, as I have stated? Or perhaps not. Our nature as humans is masturbatory, but the process of being on this planet in itself is masturbatory, and it seems to me that we are in denial of this fact. We are in denial of this fact that all of our existence is simply a process of some nonsensical fractal competition. Meaningless competition. Or in fact, dehumanizing, objectifying, degrading competition. And we have reached this pinnacle of our grandiosity that we are capable of saying we are not a part of this system. And so we destroy it. Not realizing that we're destroying it, of course. We destroy it as we're convinced that we are either untouchable or simply irrefutable. Our Our ignorance is not our bliss. No, we are too complex for this. We are too complex to allow for ignorance to be bliss anymore, and that is our undoing. We are too complex to allow for simple existence. Simple existence is no longer a trait of the human animal. We do not just exist in our environment in some symbiotic sense. No, we destroy that which is around us. We consume. We are contained to suckling the teat of a system that is entirely unnatural. It goes beyond the sustainability of this planet. We consume, we destroy. That is our legacy, that is our nature. Everything that we love, every idea that matters to us will be destroyed by our very nature, our very ignorance. We will destroy everything we love, and we will be smiling as it happens, until we aren't, at which point it will be irrelevant, exactly as much as it is that we were smiling in the first place. All of it will be irrelevant, and our unbalanced tendency will be realized, fully realized. Because that is truly the fear that we should have, our unbalanced tendencies. But we don't fear that. We don't fear that. We fear the individuals. We fear names, words. We fear so many things. So many things that have no validity. Even to fear death is to fear that which we will never touch. And in doing so, we separate ourselves from the reality that we face. Which could be said that we are knowingly destroying everything beautiful to us. We are knowingly destroying everything beautiful to us. We are knowingly destroying everything beautiful to us. For that we should not be forgiven. We should see no forgiveness for our nature, because we are knowingly destroying everything that we love, everything around us, every aspect of our lives. It will be destroyed, and we are fine with that, as long as we get to pretend that we are happy, or that we are safe, or that it's all irrelevant. We will ultimately destroy destroy ourselves. We will destroy ourselves. And it's incredibly sad that such a thing must be stated. Well, that such a thing could ever be stated. We will destroy ourselves. As this beautiful species, all our meaning in life, everything that we've ever known and loved, we will destroy ourselves. To say that it should be quite frightening. But for some reason we have meaning in every different area that somehow devalues that thought. Why? How? How? If there were some way to evolve a degree of shame that could extend to this level of metacognition, I would think that it would save us, but for some reason the human animal did not develop that nature. We did not develop the nature to observe ourselves to such a grandiose perspective, ironically observing ourselves to a far more grandiose perspective in the microscopic. I'd have to say it's saddening if it weren't so patently opaque at this point in my life. These things couldn't be more clear.